Parents, SAT coaching is not for everybody. If you want to know if your teen qualifies for SAT coaching mentally, make sure to watch this video. For those of you guys who don't know me yet, my name is Jared Wynn over at geometrygurus.com, and I've helped hundreds of students increase their SAT scores so that they can go to their dream colleges or qualify for scholarships. In every single video that I create, I give you guys one actionable step to help your teens increase their SAT score. With that being said, let's get straight into it, okay? Coaching does not work for everybody, okay? There's a reason why my team meets with every single student even before they enroll so that we make sure that they're a right fit mentally. Over my time doing this, I've identified 3 characteristics that are red flags that so we don't work with those types of students. The first red flag that we go for here is if their parents are the ones that want it more, okay? Hands down, the student needs to want it more than the parent. You can spend thousands of dollars in SAT coaching or any coaching for that matter, okay? If they don't actually want to improve, if they don't want it for themselves, and if they don't want to put in the work, they are going to fail. Coaching does not cure laziness. It is simply a way to take motivated, driven students towards the right habits and mindsets and processes to help them succeed, okay? Coaching can help with the discipline. It can help to a certain extent because, we give them a roadmap to help them get to where they want to be. We hold them accountable, but hands down, it will not magically turn a lazy student into a Yale prospect or someone who's going to go to Stanford or something like that, okay? They need to want it. They need to want to increase their skills and grow as a human being. If they don't want that, then I don't care what program you put them in, they're not going to succeed. In the end, again, coaching is for people who work hard but need to just point their efforts into the right direction, okay? Because a lot of students, right, they work hard, but they just don't work on the correct things. So that's what coaching is really good for, making sure that we divert that energy into things that actually matter, okay? Like I've had students, guys, that come to these calls and they're on their phone or they're playing a video game or they just straight up leave halfway through the call. And I tell their parents, I'm like, hey, I don't think your son or your daughter is going to be a good fit for the program, okay? In the end, those particular students, no matter where they put you, no matter where you put them, if they don't have the right mindset, they won't be successful, okay? The second red flag that we look for is they're not humble or they feel like they can just do it on their own. This one is relatively straightforward, okay? If your student believes that they can do it on their own or they're humble or they're not humble, they feel like they know more than everybody, then no amount of coaching is going to help them. The worst students that my company has ever worked with are the ones that question everything that we tell them to do, and the ones that talk back. They think they know everything, and they end up just doing their own thing anyway, right? Without consulting us, right? No matter what we tell them to do. Now, that does not mean you should not think and work on your own. We encourage you to think and work on your own and think for yourselves, but only once you've done the core principles that have already been successful for years before you've came. Okay, then you can start going off and doing your own thing, okay? But think about it this way, guys. If there was a formula that has worked countless times before you, wouldn't it be naive to think that it wouldn't work for you? Guys, if a student isn't able to follow a step-by-step process, that's a no bueno. That's really hard student to work with. Those are the students that we don't like to work with. Now, the biggest thing that determines whether or not your teen is going to be good in SAT coaching or not is whether or not they make excuses for their previous failures. This is the biggest reason why I see so many students fail no matter what program they end up going to or whatever they're getting coached in, right? Doesn't matter if it's sports, SAT, does not matter. The worst students are the ones that are quick to blame other people, other situations or scenarios, right, for their previous failures. For example, it's like, oh yeah, it was my mom and dad's fault, or it was my previous coach's fault, or I was too busy, or I was blank, and that made me blank, and so I didn't succeed. Guys, it is so easy to make excuses for why you didn't succeed, right? But is your team able to reflect inward on why they weren't able to get the results that they were looking for, okay? Because yes, listen, I understand there's bad coaching, bad whatever, right? But are they able to look inward and be like, hey, this is where I messed up? That is the type of people that we want to be around when we're coaching them, okay? Regardless of what your student does in their life, they need to hold themselves extremely accountable for whatever failures they have, because that's going to make their successes feel that much better, okay? Because again, if you hold yourself to a standard, you hold yourself accountable for all your failures, then that means your successes are just going to feel like, oh my gosh, right? Like these it feels so much better because you didn't make excuses for yourself. All right? Let me put it this way. Okay? I have seen students take multiple APs. I'm talking more than 5 in a year. Do multiple extracurricular activities, whether it be internships, sports, right? They're super, super busy. And they were able to dominate the SAT with more than 1,500. If those students are able to do it, why wouldn't it be possible for your student? Okay? The students that I was just referring to, they hold themselves accountable for where they went wrong, and they do not blame other things. They blame themselves first. Hopefully this video was helpful for you guys. I'm just curious what your thoughts are on this one. If you guys have any thoughts, make sure to either DM me or you put them in the comments section. But yeah, guys, I hope this was valuable to see whether or not SAT coaching is right for your team. Okay, have a great rest of your day.